Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to part B of part 1 of your bracelet. So we're doing A and B. We're not doing the whole alphabet, I promise. Just A and B. Just to get the just to get everything up to the till it's all beaded. And then I'm going to do a separate video, which will be short, and so will this one, for doing the backing and doing the ultra suede, doing the little hooks and eyes, and then beading the edge. Okay, so this is what I was working on with you in the last video, and I've gone ahead and I've actually done one side and a little bit of the other side. I want to finish it before I do the backing part so I can use it for the backing. But I just wanted to make a couple of points, and we're not going to do that much beading today, but I am going to show you how to do several things so that you can get going on this and you can start beading. But I'm just going to show you some techniques. One, a couple of points. Remember, I didn't like the rose quartz, so I ended up using it anyway, and I bezeled it. I put the beads around it. I did some turquoise and some 15-0 dark gold, and I love the rose quartz now. Now, in order for me to love the rose quartz there, such a big stone there, I made my end bigger. I think it needed that. I think it would have been too narrow had I made the narrower end. So I actually went all the way out to the 1.5 inches here. Now, see, your cabochons, depending on what cabochons you're using, you may do the same. That was a design decision on my part, and I like how it came out. I love this one too. I mean, this is just a blast doing this. So anyway, so that might be an interesting design decision for you. If you have a bigger cab at the end, remember your 3/4 that has no cab, right? The no cab zone right there. I noticed that some people have been posting already, and I noticed the no cab zone in one of the pictures, and I love that. Listen, that was great. Okay, and I love all your comments. Thank you so much. I love that you're excited about doing this. All right, so let me get started with getting you started on all this beading. You're probably beading anyway, but anyway, so let me give you a few techniques here. So we've learned how to do back stitch. We've learned how to put these, the drops on. Now, what I want to teach you is I want to show you how to put your crystals on, okay? So I'm just going to move this around a little bit. Because, so I can stay in frame and so it's easy for me to sew. So I'm coming up over at this end. So let me just back up for a second. What I did is I looked at my piece and I saw that I had 3 or 4 rows of the 11-0s here and here. So I'm trying to sort of duplicate it on this side. It's not perfect. It's just mimicking it. It's just, it really is going to look great if you're off 2 or 3 beads. It doesn't matter. You just, you can actually, if you haven't put your cabochons on yet, you can just put them on all randomly and then just bead around all of them. This is more of a confined, more structured cuff, even though there's freedom to go around, you're still duplicating it on the other side. If you feel like you just want your freedom and you haven't done your cabochons, just put your cabochons on and just bead all over the place. You don't have to repeat one side over here. So, you have a lot of, you can do really anything you want, but I just want to show you the stitches you can use so that you can do that. So you have those in your, in your little pocket there. Okay, so I'm going to come up through the stiff stuff and just with it, with a new thread, and do this. I'm going to put some more of these crystals on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an 11-0, a rondelle, and an 11-0. Okay, I'm going to drop them down, and we're doing back stitch, but we're just doing it with these crystals, and we're putting on 3 to start. Okay, so I'm going to put those down. I'm going to make sure I have my thread here. I'm going to put my needle, nudge them up against each other, put my needle through, holding it at the moment because my thread is, not knotted in the back. And see, there my crystals are on. I'm going to go back, just like stop stitch, to the beginning, where I put that first bead, and I'm going to come through the other 2 beads. And it's a little loose right now, but that's normal when you're just starting your row. So get your, I'm trying to stay in frame. This is sort of awkward. Come on, you. There you go. Okay. So just pull that through, and I'll just pull my back a little bit because it's, there you go. All right, so you see you have your first 3 crystals on. All right, so from now on, you're just going to put a crystal and an 11-0. Okay, bring it down, just like the other, just regular backstitch. Come down. And then I want you to come back to that last 11-0 of that first group you put on. This is how you're connecting, right? So come through, you know, between the 11-0 and the crystal, and then come forward. And I'm leaving a lot of space around this so you can see it. You're going to be a little bit closer. Okay? And that's all there is to it. You're just doing backstitch that same way. Okay? I'll just do one more. Crystal, 11-0, bring it down, put your needle in. Look how easy that is. Isn't that cool? And look how pretty it is. Come back to the 11-0 of the previous group you put on. Just backstitch. Come forward. Okay? And that's how you're going to get those on. All right? So that's one thing. And I have my little list, so I want to make sure I get it all in. All right, so there you go. So you have that done. Now I want to show you how to do these. Before I go on, I want to show you how to change direction, because that's what you're going to be doing a lot here. Because you're going to, let's say you want to, let's say you decided, let's say you don't want to go this way anymore. You want to go this, you want to go back. So you're not just going to go like this and put a bead on. You're going to go through your stiff stuff, and then you want to come up in the direction where you want to put your next bead. So let's say I'm coming up here. Let's say I want to put another crystal, you know, 11-0 crystal, 11-0. Bring that down, and see how I'm right in position right here to put that next row of beads on. So you always want to make sure you're coming up your stiff stuff. So see how I've made like sort of a triangle on the bottom, then come back and come through your beads again. Okay, and sew those on. Right, so that's how you're going to change direction. So then if I wanted to go this way, I would put my needle through and then come up from the back. You always want to come up through the bottom to position your thread for the next, you know, for your next section. All right, so we've got that that done. Okay, so now I just want to show you, I want to show you how to get some beads in the channel here. Now I'm just moving all around on my piece, and I'm going to take it out and make it right later, but I just want to show you the stitches so you can go on with this. So I'm coming up through my stiff stuff, and I'm coming up between those 2 rows. Oh, that's great. See, you can see how my needle's coming up those 2 rows. That's why I like to leave the white stuff for you, so that you can see what I'm doing. You can color this. If you looked at the other videos, which I hope you did, if you're a beginner, I talked about how to color your backing if you wanted to color it. Okay, so I've put on an 11-0, a crystal 11-0, and I'm in that channel. I'm just putting these on top, and then I'm just going to come down through those 2 rows, and I'm just going to put on my beads. See? And then just go back. So you're just putting these beads on top, which is a really fun thing to do because you can put anything on top. You can put pearls on top. It gives it such a nice dimension. It's not flat, and it's just endless what you can do. So you see I have my first crystal on, and look how it's sitting. See how it's sitting on the top? All right, so now you have that. So this is, and so just keep going, and that's what I did on this part. These are all on top. If you look at them from the side, you can see they're sticking up, where these are attached right to the to the stiff stuffs. So now you know how to get your crystals on. You can get a crystal on over some other beads, or any bead on top of other beads, which is really good to know. There's another stitch I want you to know that I don't know. I mean, I went over it on the other one of the other videos, but I'll just give you an idea of it. So let's say I'm coming out. Let's say I'm coming out of a bead here, but I want to be over here. So something called running stitch is where you just go down through your stiff stuff. Don't get caught. Okay, and then up. So you're traveling, but you're traveling between beads. Okay, and you want to make sure that you can't see it. I'm just going in between some beads. So you're just traveling across. It's called running stitch. And I'm gonna put my needle. I want my needle to come out right here. Okay, and the reason I want it to come out here is because I want to show you stop stitch. Okay, cross that one off. Okay, I know you think I'm a little kooky, but I like to, I'll miss something. I know it, so if I write it down, I won't miss it. Take an 8/0 and a 15/0. Now we're doing stop stitch. Bring those down. Skip the 15/0. Go through the 8/0. Come through the stiff stuff. That's stop stitch. Come up again. Give yourself a little room to put your 8/0. You can do this with a crystal. You can do this with any bead. Stop stitch. You can, do it with a big bead, small bead. It's just almost, it's like a picot. It's stopping the bead right there. It's putting it in place. So I'm going to do it one more time. 8/0, 15/0. Go down the 8/0. Skip the 15/0. Come back up. Put your next one on. Pick up an 8/0. I'm sort of running out of my little turquoise, so I'll just put one of these on. Here we go. 15/0. Bring it down. Skip the 15/0. Come to the 8/0. Stop stitch. Amazing stitch. You can do anything with this stitch. Okay? So now you've learned how to do the beading around the cabochon. You learned back stitch with the 11/0s. You learned back stitch with crystals. You learned how to turn. That you always have to come up through the bottom when you want to make a turn. Now, one other thing I want to show you is I want to show you how to fill in some spaces. Okay, so let's pick a space here. So let's say I want to fill in over here. Okay, so I wouldn't, this is a little messy, but just to show you. So I'm bringing my thread up through the space, a space where I want to fill in, and I'm just going to do back stitch right here. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. I'm going to put 2 beads on. I think they're going to fit, and I'm going to put those in. See, and then just do your regular back stitch. Come back, come through the front. All right, so I filled in 2 beads right there. So now if I want to continue, I'm coming down, and then I want to come up again. So I want to meet my other 2 beads there. So I'm going to take 2 more beads. Okay, I'm going to bring those down, and I'm going to sort of come under my little drops there to fill that in. So you see how that's starting to fill in? Come back. Anywhere you can attach. And one other thing, which I'll get to in a second. So I'm going to come through these beads. Okay. So you see how I filled in 2 spaces right there? So I'm going to go down This is how you're going to fill in. Wherever you want to fill in, you always want to get your thread into position. And here, I'll just do this last one because this will be like several 11 O's. Okay, so I'm going to take 11 O's. I'm going to come down. My bracelet's looking a little crazy, huh? Come through. So you see how you can just fit your beads in anywhere? Come through the top. Come down. Take 2 more. Okay. I'm going to come down. Put my needle in. Come back. Through. And keep going. So do you see how I'm filling in right here? It's just like filling in right here, only, you know, mine's kind of messy because I'm showing you all different stitches. Okay, so I think that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. As far as filling in some other spaces, like let's say you have, and I'm going to just move my thread over here. Let's say you have a little tiny space here, like I have a little space right there, and I want to put something in there. It's bugging me, okay? So maybe I just want to put 1 bead in there. So I'm just going to take one, I'm coming up through the stiff stuff, I'm going to take 1 bead. I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to come back through the stiff stuff. Okay. And there you go, that one's in. You can just go back again and come through. So you can fill in anywhere. Anywhere you have a space. You don't even have to put a little tiny bead in. You can put a big old bead right there if you want. I mean, you can do anything you want at this point. So don't be, just let your creativity flow at this point, and don't worry. And like I said, if you have these white spaces at the end, just put stuff in them. If you're doing one that has, that you want to mimic both sides, just whatever you put in this, put on this, and you've got it. All right, so I'm sending you off on your own, and I want you to make some really gorgeous creations. Some of you already have, and they're just beautiful, and I hope that this was helpful to you. One last thing, when you're doing all the beading, you know how we go when we did the cabochon, we went around the beads again, we kept filling them up. You have to do that here too. So once I put these on, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to come back through them as much as you can, because the more secure they are, the better. All right, so off you go, have some fun. I'm going to end this one, and the last video will be as I said, the backing and the clasp and the edge stitch, and that won't be a very long one. So have a good time, have fun. I'll probably have the last one up this weekend sometime, and enjoy. And thank you so much for all the wonderful comments and all, how kind you all are. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so glad you love the bracelet. I hope you make lots of fun creations of your own, and that you post them on Facebook. So I'm going to leave you for now. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.